Toward, oh. Do we need Margaret here, or going to keep minutes in between till she gets back? I'll call the meeting to order. Are there any additions to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I have one. That's
Okay.
the committee of the whole date and
Committee
time.
of the whole,
If we
where
can
would
put
you
that
want
under
it?
2.1, please.
2.1, okay, Committee of the whole. Okay. Any other additions?
New business, I guess. I've got
Okay.
one, just a request for funding.
I, request for funding.
Alberta Care. Alberta Care.
Alberta Care. Is that recycling conference? Is that not F?
No, that's.
That's a different
that's-
one?
Well, that's the same one, but this is a different.
Okay.
uh,
Okay, we'll put Ben there. That'd be I. Okay, Alice?
Under old business, a request for payment, an overnight stay for myself. We approved it approved for me to go last council meeting, but the overnight stay wasn't approved.
Okay, 2.1 A, B. Alice overnight. Any other additions? Brenda?
And in camera with regards to labor. In camera with regards to labor. Yeah, and I have a couple of others as well. I just have under new business, under economic development with regards to signage. Signage, yeah, a request for the economic. And then I haven't got the information on the other one, so I'll have to wait. That should be good for today.
That's it?
Yeah.
Any other additions?
It's just a question, does the county still hand out candy for parades and stuff?
We forgot about that. Motion?
Please. Very important stuff.
Any other additions? I guess same. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Other additions for the agenda? Brenda?
I'll move the amended agenda.
Go to committee of the whole.
Date and time. Are we looking at the end, before the end of June?
Good luck.
If you want me there, I won't be.
So you're looking into July. Fifth, Wednesdays?
Yeah.
6th, 7th.
Mr. Chairman, the 5th is an Ag Service Board meeting in the morning.
Is it?
Yep,
Could have it after the meeting then?
afternoon.
I don't have
Yep,
that written in here.
Works for me.
I'll
So you
Also
wanna-
move.
So is it at 1 o'clock on the 5th? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes. 1 o'clock on the 5th for Committee of the Whole.
Done. So,
Don and Alice.
Yes, last meeting, we had an RFP for me to attend a conference in Edmonton, and it was approved, but I had not noticed at the time that the overnight stay was required, as this conference starts at 7:30 in the morning, tomorrow morning, so I have to go up tonight to be there to take in the conference, so I would like permission to have a overnight stay paid. Yes,
either that, I'll move that we, yeah, please.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried.
thank you.
New business, request for decision, request for waiver, property tax roll 6233000.
I'll move the recommended action.
Okay. Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Request for decision, Speargrass Community Association, request for tax reduction. Computer. Alice?
I just have a question to, through the chair to the CAO. What was the reasoning behind they just want a reduction? Is there any basis for this?
The applicant's letter is attached, that's all that was provided, so.
I guess my question is what is blacked out in the, as part of the
As
letter?
per FOIP, we have to not release addresses and phone numbers. There's a section in there that refers to another individual, so that was blacked out to protect his identity.
Okay,
Content of the letter speaks for itself, I think.
Any other questions?
Through the chair, was there a request for the rezoning, right?
Question for CAO. Can you give a tax reduction on a parcel of land? And you can?
I can't, but council can.
Oh. I thought Newell tried that a few years ago and got their fingers slapped. Okay. Alice?
Well, my concern is it's just what you're saying. If each resource company comes in and asks us to reduce their taxes because they're having a tough time, we don't even give that to our farmers or our ratepayers.
Mr. Chairman, this isn't a
Yeah.
resource company, this is
Well,
Speargrass Community
it's
Association.
called
I think you're
Coastal
looking at the,
Resources.
I think you're looking at the next item on the agenda,
Oh,
Councilor.
Speargrass Community Association.
I'm sorry, I was at the wrong one. I was at the coastal. So Speargrass, oh, I have no issue with the Speargrass having a tax reduction.
I'll move we accept it as information.
Okay, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Is carried. Brenda?
Question about that. So it was rezoned to what in the end? I didn't, rezoned, what was it before it was the rezoning? I can't,
Through the chair, really, it was at their request that the rezoning be done.
I realize that. I'm noticing that it's like a 200% or 10, I don't know, it's 100% raise. So what was the original zoning on that piece? Because it was around, did we not we own the land, do we not?
I don't know who owns it. I wouldn't think we own it, do we? Alan?
I guess I can get you more details on it. I just don't have that in front of me. You have everything that's in the report there, so
Right, but
if you need more than what's in the report, I can get that information. I don't have that.
I know, and I guess my theory is it's gone up 200%. Is this not where they were going to put their recreational? Like where the vehicles were going to go, their recreational? Down around where the existing water? So it went from. That's what, this is the piece I'm assuming in my head I'm talking about. So I guess my theory is the rent, the taxes went up, whoa, from $235 to $2,000 and some.
Previously, it was zoned as agricultural.
That's
And
right.
now it's zoned as commercial, non-residential. And the agriculture, as you know, is set at $350 per acre
That's right.
by the provincial government. Commercial is assessed at value.
That's why I asked the question that, and it says in their letter that they asked for the rezoning of that parcel
Which,
from ag general to another zone, takes them away from that exemption of ag status. That's why their taxes went up.
do we still own the land?
Okay, we'll move on to the next one, request for decision,
Do we own?
Coastal Resources Limited.
So I'll now make the comment on that coastal resources. Seems to indicate that they're having a hard time to pay their taxes. And they're requesting us to reduce them or not charge them tax at all. If we did this to every property, we'd be in big trouble. So I'm not in favor of giving coastal resources a buy on their taxes. My opinion.
And through the chair, I agree with you. When things were smooth and they were getting $150 a barrel, there was no inclination to give us any of that. So I think they've got a little bit they can bank on. So I'll move just accept it as information.
Okay, any questions? All in favor? Carried. Request for decision, CFIT inspections. Brenda?
I'll make a motion that council direct staff to issue accounts receivable credits for the CVIP inspections for the Strathmore Handy Bus, Clooney Rural Fire Protection, Rosebud Fire Association, Gleason District Fire Association, and Hazar Rural Fire Association for the amount of $3,052.40. And that amount will be recorded as in-kind contributions to the organizations.
Okay, any questions? All in favor? Carried. Ben?
Yeah, I'd just like to go, and I should have said it at that time, but to the first one where we allowed the exemption of the tax dollar, and I think because we have some public in here they're probably wondering why we exempt one and we're not exempting the other ones. There's a contract on that land, and the condition of the contract is that they do X number of dollars worth of maintenance and improvements on that property throughout the year, and they have to show us receipts for that improvement, or they don't get the reduction in their tax. They still pay the school tax, but they don't pay the municipal tax. But it's only because they show us receipts that they've spent more than that on their improvements to that property. And that's for our benefit because it's our property, so.
Yeah, it's our property to boot. Yeah. Okay. E, request for decision transfers to restricted reserves. Council's wishes. Alice,
So I move the recommended action that council approves the transfer totaling $150,110.61 to the restricted reserve from the unrestricted reserve. Reasons given.
okay, any questions? All in favor? Carried. Request for decision, 18th Annual Alberta Recycling Conference. Alice?
I just have a question for the Deputy Reeve. When are they going to have the Alberta Care closer down? Because I really enjoyed going to the one conference we had in Drumheller.
That's where the request that I have in here for request for funding, that's the one.
No?
That's the annual fall convention.
Oh, okay. Because I really got a lot out of that conference, and I would certainly like to see council go to it again. I'll move the recommended approval for overnight stay for the Wheatland County Deputy Reeve in the recognition of his position in Alberta Care, Director for Southern Alberta Zone 4, to attend the 18th Annual Alberta Recycling Conference, scheduled September 6th, 2017 to the 8th in Leduc, Alberta. So approve 2 overnight stays.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions? All in favor? Carried. Request for decision, waste transfer site counts. Brenda?
Mr. Chairman, it's just information this time, just show you that we continue to monitor the sites. It gives you an idea what the estimated cost per vehicle trip is at this point. That's all.
Okay, just asking for information, accept as information.
My question would be is, how do we, you have the customer, what it costs per customer per visit. So is annual cost for operations, so that includes wages and salaries, and does that include your fees, like the disposal fees that we do for Drumheller?
Mr. Chairman, that includes all costs attributed to those sites.
Okay,
So that's the fees that go into Drumheller then? Tipping fees or whatever. we
total
call
for
them.
all sites, yeah.
For all sites?
Alice?
Yeah, this kind of come up because we had a sign put on the Clooney dump suggesting,
You
Clooney
have a dump
transfer
in
site,
Clooney?
that to call the councillor because there was talk of closing down or reducing days. It wasn't really clear, and everybody in the area was getting upset about it. And so I talked to Alan, and he brought this forward so to give us an idea of what the cost is. And the one question that was came up was, why do we cost the dump per vehicle to show? I don't know why that what is it showing versus the amount of garbage that goes in and out of the site. And the people that contacted me were quite angry because they use this site, and I know I do myself. And it seems like the bins are always full. When I go to dump my garbage in the big container, it's always full. So the concern was why pick on Clooney? And we know it's in that corner, and it's a service to our ratepayers. And I believe they're taxed on their taxes for this service as well. So maybe we need to have a conversation, because I notice Rosebud doesn't do any better than Clooney, but we're not talking about closing it or shutting it down or, so.
Through the chair.
Chairman, I can add that to the committee of the whole for discussion, and
Yeah.
we have the numbers per ton too, if you want to know how many ton goes through
Yeah.
each site, no problem.
Okay,
The
sounds
vehicle
good.
count originally started because the contract with the town, the villages, Standard Hazard and Rocky Ford was up. And one of the villages contested that they were paying more than their share for the upkeep of the transfer site. The counts came in to prove to them that what they were putting in there was equal to or more than what our rural residents were putting into it. So and they signed off on the agreement, because we have signed agreements with the villages. And they pay a portion, 20%, I think it is, of the cost of those transfer sites. That's where the original counts started to come from, and now it's just for our records.
Yeah, so we've been doing these counts since 2014, and that was my direction to staff to ensure that we count the vehicles and identify where people are coming from. As you recall, we've had numerous complaints about people not being county residents using the sites as well. That was about 4 years ago, and I think it probably happened before that as well. So we continue to monitor it, and we'll get you the stats on the per tons coming through there too, because we have all that information. We just thought we'd bring this back for information.
Accept it as information for now, and thank you for that.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Request for decisions, correspondence information. We got Strathmore Detachment crime data. Letter from Municipal Affairs asking us to put our differences aside. I didn't think we had any. A letter from
I have
Municipal.
a question.
What's that?
I have a question on the growth management. So where are we going with this letter? Are we embarking on going to a meeting there, or what?
We're just waiting for them to come down with their or their regulations. They haven't heard anything yet. That, I know it don't answer your question, but we have nothing else. Staff are continuing to meet, but
Chairman, we have met with Municipal Affairs since April, first part of
Yeah.
April. So as per the April 26th meeting, which you and I attended, the ministry said by the end of June, first part of July, they'll have the regulations in play, and then we'll know how that sits. That's what we're waiting for.
Okay. Thank
nothing
you.
in yet.
We continue to express our concern that we don't feel that Wheatland County should be in. And to date, that's not been recognized, whether we're in or out, or how much is in or how much isn't out.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Okay, a letter from Gary Sandberg on Hazar and the viability study. Annual meeting at Community Futures Wild Rose, July 6th. Alice?
And the next one, on the pecuniary interest, were we
We're
not?
not there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Right next after Wild Rose is recreation volunteer, Recognition Awards. And correspondence, pecuniary interest, municipal councilors.
And I thought we were going to have legal in to discuss this with council.
I believe she's got an appointment for next meeting, July the 4th.
July 4th, so
She
that'll
was
be,
busy for today.
so it'll be for sure that she'll be here for us to discuss that.
Bearing a snowstorm, yeah. She
Okay.
said she could attend,
July 4th, she is coming, yes.
yeah.
This
Okay,
pecuniary interest was sent to all municipalities. That's why it's on here. That's correspondence. Every councillor received that in the province of Alberta, okay?
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything coming out of the correspondence? Motion to accept. Brenda,
I so move to accept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items
as information?
as information.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Request for decision, funding, Ben, Alberta Care, I believe.
Excuse me, this is a request from Alberta Care. Their fall conference is going to be held in Brooks, the Newell County. And we did that when Drumheller hosted it, the fall conference here, I don't know, what was that, 5, 6 years ago? We donated a bit. It's dual hosting is what they're calling it, as a joint partner in it. And they just putting the call out to the surrounding municipalities in that area if they were willing to donate for, as a joint partner. They'd get recognized on their bulletins and their mail-outs. And the amount of their request would be $3,000 or $5,000.
3 and 5?
3 or.
Or 5.
3, if, whatever.
What is it, gold and silver status?
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, I should have had that information, but I can't remember which is which, but
Okay.
if that's what it is, but I know we did, and I was trying to remember, and I should have looked at it, got her to give me that information, what we donated to Drumheller when they hosted it. But I can't remember.
Fall of 2017 conference, I got it.
Okay. Any questions? Council's wishes. Alice?
I'll move the request from the Reeve to, Deputy Reeve, sorry, to help host the Alberta Care in Brooks of 2018?
Right there.
No, 17, fall of 2017. And do you want,
There's the amounts.
Oh, there's your plat, there, okay.
That's the package.
Platinum is 5. Yeah, the gold would be the 3,000.
Okay.
okay,
What's your motion?
so we'll put that in the motion then to go for gold
Sure.
for the $3,000.
Is this coming from donations to others?
What's that?
How is this funded? It's not in the
That's-
budget.
that's-
I know, that's why it's here.
Is it going from donations to others, from others, or?
That was going to be my next part of the motion, is where would the funding come from? The CAO may be able to give
How
us
about I
some
put
light.
together a proper request for decision, like properly would be
For
done?
next month, yeah.
For the next meeting? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
So we put an RFP in?
A request for decision, yes. That's typically what we would do on these.
Okay.
Direct staff
I'll-
for a request for decision.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
I did,
Did.
yeah,
She amended it to request staff. to do it.
our RFP.
Yeah. I had a request, I guess, and a thought that I would like to, now that we have an Economic Development Committee on board, I would like to put forward a proposal for them to look at the viability of signage in our communities that don't have signage. So, for example, in my division, it would be Welcome to Nightingale. Rosebud has signs. I believe Carsland has their sign. And I wanted to sort of task that towards getting the Economic Development Board to look at those kind of things and the cost associated with our smaller hamlets and things that don't have signs. So do I make that a motion, or can I just put that forward?
A committee of council to look at something?
A committee
A
of,
request for him to look at it?
yeah,
I could go with that, but I would be adverse to making a motion that they do something. I would like to have the committee,
yeah.
Economic Committee, make the recommendation.
Oh,
for
no,
that.
they can
Okay.
make the recommendation. I just
So
would like to
your
put it-
motion is just make a request that they look at it.
that they look at it. So
Okay.
I shall move that the Economic Development Committee provide us recommendations with regards to signage of our hamlets within our county. Is that right?
Okay.
Thanks.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. And Don, you want some candy? You want some candy? Yeah, I want. But I think there's more in that. Huh? I don't know what is the policy, can you remember?
We'll review that with the Economic Development Board, and they'll report back to you guys. Honestly, I can't remember.
I
don't
thought it
know.
was $100 per occurrence. I thought there was a policy. But we can bring that back next meeting when we know what the policy is?
No,
Because you got events coming up.
it's coming up.
Can you
'Cause there's
just defer
July-
that
Oh,
to
it's
this
already-
afternoon so that we can bring back the policy?
Okay.
Okay, please, thank you.
Okay, we'll defer that till this afternoon.
Just for council's information, we've done it in Hazard for years, and I've never requested any funding for it. It's a couple of bucks to throw some candy out.
Okay, we'll move on to first readings. First reading for bylaw 2017-01. Whenever you're ready. No, not first readings.
Oh, we're on first, oh, sorry.
Yeah, first readings. Okay.
So I apologize about that. We're all organized now.
Okay.
All right. So I have an RFD for first reading of bylaw 2017-01 and file number LU 2017-01 to redesignate 5.05 hectares or 12.5 acres from agricultural general to country residential district within the Northwest 27, 24, 25 west of the 4. Recommendation for council is that council approve proceeding with first reading of bylaw 2017-01 to redesignate 5.05 hectares or 12.5 acres from agricultural general district to country residential district. That's all. Thank you.
So I'll move first reading of bylaw 2017-01.
Any questions? That'll wait till a public hearing. All in favor? Carried. First reading for bylaw 2017-12.
Okay, so this is an RFD for first reading of bylaw 2017-12, file number LU 2017-17, to redesignate 3.73 hectares or 9.24 acres from agricultural general to country residential district within Southwest 17-24-26. Recommendation is that council approve proceeding with first reading of bylaw 2017-12 to redesignate 9.24 acres within Southwest 17-24-26 from agricultural general to country residential. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Wishes? Brenda?
So I'll move bylaw 2017-12 for first reading.
Okay. No questions? All in favor? Carried. First reading for bylaw 2017-17.
Okay, this is an RFD for first reading of bylaw 2017-17, file number LU 2017-22, to redesignate 1.4 hectares or 3.47 acres from agricultural general district to country residential district within Southwest 6-23-25 west of the 4. Recommendation is that council approve proceeding with first reading of bylaw 2017-17 to redesignate 3.47 acres from agricultural general district to country residential district. Thank you.
Okay.
I so move first reading of bylaw 2017-17.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. First reading for bylaw 2017-18.
It's an RFD for first reading of bylaw 2017-18, file number LU 2017-25, to redesignate a portion of Southeast 82523 from Agricultural General to Country Residential District. Recommendation is that council approve proceeding with first reading of bylaw 2017-18 to redesignate 3.5 acres from Agricultural General District to Country Residential District. Thank you.
Council's wishes. Alice?
I so move first reading for 2017-18.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. And first reading for bylaw 2017-21.
It's an RFD for first reading of bylaw 2017-21, file number LU 2017-27, to redesignate a portion of Lot 1, Block 1, Plan 0610215 from Agricultural General to Country Residential District. Recommendation is that council approve proceeding with first reading of bylaw 2017-21 to redesignate 5 acres in Lot 1, Block 1, Plan 0610215 from Agricultural General to Country Residential District. Thank you.
Council's wishes.
So move first reading for 2017-21.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Okay, thank you for the first readings. Other planning and development matters, request for decision update. Green for Life.
I need to recuse myself, sir.
Okay.
I need to remove
Record
myself.
that in the motion, or in the minutes, please.
I'm removing myself.
Brenda's excusing herself. Conflict of interest. Okay, Angie, go ahead.
Thank you. Before you have an RFD, which is just for information for council, to give you updates on where administration are with dealing with the GFL recycle site. So you'll see that attached to the RFD is a short report which was prepared on June the 13th and attached to the agenda, just giving council an update of what administration has been doing and how GFL are moving forward. So we've had some numerous meetings with GFL on their plan to change the site from the condition it's in and move forward in a positive direction. We've had meetings with Alberta Environment. They have met with GFL on more than a few occasions now, and they've requested that GFL put together an action plan. That has now been submitted to Alberta Environment, and that is being reviewed by Alberta Environment right now. They were hoping to have those comments back to GFL today, but I checked with them this morning. They haven't received that yet. So that's one piece of the puzzle. GFL actually can't move forward without those comments. And once that action plan has been approved, per se, by Alberta Environment, they will then provide that to administration, and we'll bring that forward to council so that both administration and council have a better understanding of how that site's going to move forward. GFL have also been working with the County Public Works Department on getting road use agreements in place to remove product from the site. That is ongoing, so that is another piece of the proposal that they put forward to administration in order to get the site into more of a conforming situation and reduce the complaints from residents, etc. So if there are any further questions on any of the items in the report or anything else I can help you with, just...
Any questions? Comment. I've received phone calls from our MLA and MP. They were having a meeting, I believe, on Thursday in Strathmore. They're in town. One is for sure on Thursday. The other one I'm not sure of. Anyway, they're asking what's going on. I would, if it's okay with council, if we could make up a short email with what we've done, our action plan, what we've accomplished so far, and provide that information to them. So when they're meeting with ratepayers, they would have an idea what the county's been up to. I'll make that a motion, please. Is there any questions to
Yeah.
that? Alice?
My question was, did we not have dust control in place on this before? Or did Angie?
I'm not aware of that. The dust control conversation has only come up with regards to moving product
Yeah.
off the site.
Be part of the road use agreement.
Yeah, okay, because I know I'd been out on that site and dust control was put on and had been put on, so I understood that we had some kind of an agreement from before. So that would all be fished out from Public Works, I would expect. Dave?
Mike is dealing with it now, and I think the concern is because they've requested to move a lot of product in a shorter period of time, so that I know that Mike wants to look at the best routing. He's been working with Russ on this, and some of the routes were turned down for a variety of reasons. Perhaps there was too many people in that area, so they want to try and pick a road where there's the least amount of impact on the residents. So
Yeah.
that's what they're working on.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor of my motion? Carried. Any other questions or concerns? Okay, thanks for the work on that. Okay, Ben has moved. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. And all we have left is in camera, I think. Well, wait, there goes Brenda. You want to go in camera now and wait for her to come back, or break for lunch? It'll be, she's coming back, we'll see, I'd like to get it done. Okay. Mhm.
Presenting a check. Arrangements for that for 12 o'clock. I see WSP is here.
Okay, well, when it gets to be 12, or time for in camera. Sure. You move in camera?
Yeah, just with council.
Just with council?
Just with council.
All in favor? Carried.